Today we've got a German-made Cuckoo clock. As you can see, there's no hands on it. Someone's cut the back piece of the chalet roof off here for some reason, I don't know why. There's one chain on it. The other chain's missing. We've got some parts coming in from the UK that should be here soon, so we'll be able to work on that. This is a pendulum. It seems to be in working order. A little bit rusty on the top. We'll fix that before we reattach it. Well, we'll turn it over. You can hear the gong there. We'll turn it over, remove the back piece. Might have to get a screwdriver to do that, I think. There we go. There's the gong. We'll clean that up, a little bits of rust on that. And on the screw in there that holds it, we'll run over that with steel wool and clean that up. And there's the movement of the clock. Looking a bit on the rusty side, but we'll get all that sorted. The Cuckoo bellow on the right hand side is working. One on the left isn't. Got holes on it, but you can see there someone's put a couple of drops of glue on them. Alright, I don't know what brand it is. We'll see when we get inside if it's got a brand on. It just says made in Germany. It's definitely not a Herbert Hare. I've got one of those that I'll be doing next. So we'll turn that over and start to take it apart. And over there, first thing we normally do is remove the hands, which aren't there, so that saves us that trouble. The second thing we do, in this case the first, we'll open the little door, like so. And we have to remove that wire there on the bird. We have to disconnect that. And it's probably easier to disconnect it here than get down inside there, right on the bottom of the bird. Right, we'll wind that out a bit. Don't want it to be too bent. I'll straighten that a little bit and see if we can now slide that out. There we go. That's the bird wire we've now disconnected. I'll put that little bit of wire there over the door, hold it in place so it doesn't flap round. Next thing, turn the clock over so we can remove the chains. As I said before, it's only got one chain on it. There's a piece of string hanging out here for some reason. We'll have a look and see what. Yeah, they're using that exciting looking thing as a replacement chain apparently. Right, let's see which way the chain works first, see if it's on the... No, it's come off the wheel. Right, now we'll undo here's my other long nose pliers. We'll undo this link here so that we can take the hook out. Maybe not. That hook, rusty though it is, actually I'll use a different pair of pliers. Rusty though it is, yeah, almost, that normally has a weight hanging on it. We'll take that out. There it is. I'll close up the link again. We don't want to make the chain any smaller. We don't know whether it's a standard size chain anyway. There has been a bit of butchering done on this clock, so we'll wait and see. Pull the chain through the movement. And we've noted the fact that that hole there has that hook on it, therefore the weight sits there, and on the left hand side of the chain you pull that down to drag the weight up on the clock. Actually, I think there's two chains there. There's two loops on that. I just took the hook off one end, so we can't have three ends on a chain. Alright, well, it's a bit on the rusty side, so we'll clean that before we put it back in again, and later on I'll open that up. There are definitely two circular bits of metal on there to stop the chain pulling through the movement and dropping out, so maybe we've got both chains. Right, in that case we're short a hook. The next thing we'll do is we'll remove the bellows and the pipe. First up, using a mechanical pencil, I'll just run down along the side the pipe and along the bottom part thereof. We now know exactly where to put the pipe back in, and it doesn't leave a mark on the side of the case. Now, first up, we have to disconnect the bellows wire, the bottom of the case down here, this one here. I'll hold that with one pair of pliers and then lift up on the other link to undo it. Not particularly easy in there to see what's going on, but we'll push that through. There we go. And that's that large link works on that set of the bellows. There, it's now loose. So we'll turn the clock over, find a screwdriver that will fit. That might be a bit small. I might have to use this one. There we go. Undo that screw. You can see the bellows moving out down the bottom. One rusty little screw. Put it down. And there'll also be a small tack in here holding it in place. So we'll slide a screwdriver down and lever it out very gently. And the pipe and the bellows will come out. It's caught underneath down here. Open that up. There we have it. That's the first half of it, of the cuckoo sound. Now I've just dropped that piece of wire which I shall have to retrieve in a moment. There it is. I'll get that out before we go any further. That's got him. That attaches on there, like so, to the cuckoo, so it doesn't drop off when it's operating. I'll take that off, put it to the side, see what we've got here. Marks on there and there. A small hole in there, so that'll have to be replaced. I've got more material coming from the UK to do that. And if you look down here on the pipe, you'll see cracks where the screw and the nail went in. So I'll put some paper over that to paper that down. I'll take all this off. We'll replace it with the new paper that's coming in, because that's going to leak air out of it, which will change the note from those bellows. Okay, that's the first lot of bellows. Now we'll do the same for the other set of bellows. That's the lever, the short lever there. We have to open that up. I'll get a grip on that. Be a lot easier if it was out of the case, but you've got to do this first to get it out of the case. I'll drop that lever out. There we go, he's out. Now remove the screw that's holding it in place. Pretty tight, but that's loosening it a bit. I'll hold the bellows so they don't drop out into the movement. And not quite yet. That should have it. Yep. Turn the movement over. On its back again. Once again, we'll slide a screwdriver down the side and prise the bellows off the side of the case. There's the other bellows and pipe. Rusty little bit of wire that works it. We'll clean that up. Let's have a look at the bellows, see what we can see. Pipe down here has also got cracks in it. We'll cover those up. Bellows got holes in it there and there. We'll replace the material on that when it arrives from the UK. This rusty little piece of wire here, it's a piece that sits under the tail of the bird, and when the second bellows is making its cuckoo noise, when it comes up and down, it lifts the tail of the bird and the bird bobs its head and opens its jaws. Well, opens its mouth, I suppose. Now we're ready to remove the movement. I'll use a long handle screwdriver for this because we've got to get down inside the movement. That's one. It's not as deep as American clocks, but it's deep enough that a normal screwdriver you won't be able to get it in there. Right, I'll undo those. We'll collect the screws once we lift the movement out. Two. Third one. Turn him round, that should loosen him. The fourth one is there. Put a torch down and that'll make it a bit easier to see. Well, I'm taking that last screw out. Yeah, I think that's got it. Now see if we can lift the movement out. Caught on. Well, I know what that is. We'll have to be very careful here. Turn it on its side and take the nut off from where the hands should be. That's what's getting caught, the face of the clock, that aside. Now, the movement should come out. Being careful of not bending wires and hurting the bird, and collecting screws, which I think is still in there. Right. That's a piece of wire that's running into the count wheel. I'll move that aside for the moment. Right. First thing we notice is it's an old style movement. It has an external count wheel on it. So this is an older clock movement. It says Germany, DIV pattern, pattern number, etc. on there. Turn it over to the front. And there's nothing else written on it. All right. Well, I'll put that on a, see if that'll sit on there. Oh, only just, not quite. Now, while it's sitting there, we'll remove the pendulum hanger by opening a couple of these pieces up here. That one. And that one. So, and then take that there. And I'll have to take that off so we can get it through the crutch. That one and that. Now the bit keeps turning sideways on it. I'll open the crutch a tiny bit, that'll do it. And hold that. And there we've got the pendulum leader. Put those together. Now, what we'll do now is we'll mark the position of the bird on its perch. On there, so we know where it goes back again. Then I'll undo the screw and we'll remove the bird. And the little bird comes off. That there. And there's our little bird. If you want to learn how to service, repair and restore 19th and 20th century mechanical clocks, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.